As parents, we want to prevent our children from discovering pornography, and we put a lot of effort into that prevention. But my next guest encourages parents not only to take preventative measures, but to also prepare a healthy response in case pornography is found. She says there are 6 mistakes parents make when they find out their kid is viewing harmful images. Best-selling author of Good Pictures, Bad Pictures, Kristen Jenson is joining me to explain. Kristen, great to meet you through the screen.
Hi, Brooke. It's great to be here.
Your book has jump-started this conversation for a lot of families and in a lot of homes, mine included. You say your hope is for caring adults to empower young kids with the information and skills they need to ultimately defend themselves against pornography, right? You're not asking parents to do all the defense for their children.
Right. Well, most parents realize that we can't raise our kids in a bubble, right? Even if we can lock down all of the devices in our own home, the minute kids walk out the door, everyone has a portal to porn, right, in their pocket. So that's why we need to teach kids digital defense skills from a young age. And just to begin this defense, kids need to learn 3 things: an age-appropriate definition of pornography, so they'll recognize it; a warning, so they'll know why to reject it; and a plan, so they know exactly what to do when they're exposed.
And when you say young children, how young are you recommending or talking about, Kristen?
Yeah, well, 3 years old, because that's about when kids start using iPads and other tablets.
Yeah, and there's age-appropriate language, of course, as you talked about, age-appropriate definitions that we can reach for. You say there are 6 common mistakes parents make when they find out their kid is watching or has viewed pornography. The first one, you don't want parents to use shame as a deterrent.
Right. Yeah. One of the most common mistakes parents make is to react too quickly and use shame as a deterrent. A parent might say, I'm so disappointed in you. I raised you better than this. I can't believe you do this. But shaming will communicate you're a bad kid instead of you're a good kid who just made a bad choice. So it's more important to respond with curiosity and empathy instead of judgment and shaming.
That empathy becomes so important, doesn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The next mistake you say parents often make is just ignoring the problem.
Yeah. Some parents are so stressed and overcome with fear, and they just want to pretend it didn't happen.
Yes, yes.
But ignoring the problem communicates the wrong messages to your kids. It tells them that you can't or won't be there to help them with this issue. Or worse, that you think porn is a normal part of growing up and learning about sex, which is really sad because today's porn is so violent and racist and degrading, especially to women. So I advise parents to lean into their discomfort because your child deserves to know solid reasons why porn is harmful and why they should reject it if they, want to enjoy a healthy sexual relationship someday.
I can see that knee-jerk reaction from a parent's perspective to just take away the technology, right? You find your child's viewed something that's inappropriate, whether you've talked to them about that ahead of time or not. And the gut reaction, like we talked about, is just to protect, right? I'm going to take away that iPad. I'm going to shut down that internet access. You say you believe that may backfire.
Yeah, I think it will. It can cause a lot of resentment. It's better to take time to work out reasonable consequences, right? That discipline your child without completely shutting down their digital communication or their digital world. Instead of banning technology, I think it's better to begin digital safety training with them, a proactive approach, right? Help them to develop refusal skills to use when they're in tricky situations. And then finally, try to figure out why they're going to pornography. For example, if they're using it for stress relief, you can help them to develop, healthier coping skills.
The next mistake you say parents make is to jump to dire assumptions. Is this, I worry that they're immediately addicted, or I worry that they immediately have some, settled in habits. Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah, don't assume the worst about your child. Don't assume that they're rebelling against your values or going to become addicted or become a sex offender, Just deal with the facts as they are. And remember, most of the worst stories are of people who had no one helping them when they were young, right? So you, on the other hand, have a great opportunity to talk lovingly and calmly with your kid, which is exactly what they need to get back on track.
Which leads right into your next point. You don't want parents to blame themselves.
Yeah, that's a mistake. We often let our children's failures and successes reflect on us personally. We've all heard the apple, doesn't fall far from the tree, but your child is not an apple, right? They make their own choices, and blaming yourself actually gives you an exaggerated perception of responsibility and control over their decisions. When in fact, you really can't make your child stop looking for porn. It's just so much more powerful to persuade them that they don't want to look at porn. And that will be, in the end, they need to decide not to look at porn. And I just want to emphasize that the fact that your child looked at porn does not make you a bad parent any more than it makes them a bad kid.
Well said. Well said. A quick 30 seconds left, Kristen. Your final mistake is having a one and done conversation. And you talked about parents needing to lean into the discomfort sometimes of this topic. They're going to have to do that. We're going to have to do that again and again.
Yes, it's never one and done. The temptation to look at porn doesn't magically disappear just because you talked about it once. It's a constant threat that needs constant attention and, little drip, 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 little conversations here and there that, again, show empathy and we want to really help them process this and come to their own conclusion that they don't want to look at it.
Kristen, really helpful and wise words. Thank you so much. Where can viewers find more from you?
Yeah, you can find all of our resources on defendyoungminds.com and join us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay. Thanks for the work you're doing.
Thank you.